Alright, let's go. Yesterday I gave you guys a problem, 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. Class, what form is that in? How'd you know it's in standard form? There is no parentheses. Set equal to 0 basically means you have everything here. And we're trying to make it into vertex form. So in some ways, you can just move that negative 7 over. When I say move it over, don't move it across the equal sign, just push it over. And then if you have a value that's greater than 1, then we're going to have to factor out from the first two terms. So that gives me 2 times x squared. And if you're not sure how to get 2 times something to equal 3x, well, I like to do this little problem with shapes. So I put 2 times a box equals 3x. 2 times a box equals 3x. To solve for the box, I divide by 2. And I get the box to be 3/2 x. 2 times 3/2 will give you 3. How do you know that? 2 over 1, multiply the tops. That would be 6 over 2, and 6 divided by 2 gives you 3. Inside the parentheses, we're trying to complete the square here. And the reason why we're doing that is so that we can get a perfect trinomial square. Well, my b value so happens to be a fraction. So b divided by 2 squared is the formula for completing the square. 3/2 divided by 2. I like to write my fractions vertically. I'm going to take the fraction 3/2 divided by 2, and now it's going to be 3/2 divided by 2. You're going to change the division to multiplication. You're going to take the second expression and flip it. So now you have 3/2 times 1/2. Multiply across. You're going to get 3/4. And then 3/4 squared is 3 squared, and then 4 squared, which gives you 9/16. 9/16 is the number I'm going to use to complete the square. Let's put it in green because I made a mistake. Okay. Yesterday we talked about how to distribute to kind of check your answer or explain why the green plus purple equals 0. Class, what's 2 times x squared? 2 times 3 over 2x. 6 over 2, which is 3x, right? 2 times 9/16. 2 times 9/16. 2 over 1 times 9 over 2 times 8. And cancel my 2's, I get what? 9/8. So if this is a positive 9/8, class, what number does that have to be? Negative 9/8. That was kind of like a big idea for yesterday's lesson, that those two have to equal 0. You're not changing the equation. Okay, now we got a factor. 2 times my parentheses here. Okay, two numbers that multiply to be 9/16, but the same two numbers add to be 3/2. So if I look at it, there's actually the answer, and I accidentally highlighted the answer. In what color, class? Yellow. So here's kind of like a hint. The answer will actually be on your page. Someone said a 3/4.
Negative.
Why negative?
Never mind.
Positive?
Yeah.
Let's check. 3/4 plus 3/4. Do I add across, class? Yes or no? Do I add across? 6/8? No. What do you get? You're going to add just the top. So 3 plus 3 is 6/4, and 6/4 is 3/2. So that equals the box. Does that make sense? And then if I take 3/4 times 3/4, which is already right here, 3/4 times 3/4 gives you 9/16. Okay. I'm going to press pause so you can work on your fractions. I want you and your partner to subtract negative 9/8 minus 7. And then clarify any questions you guys have so far. Okay. Michelle, let's make negative 7 a fraction. How do you make negative 7 a fraction? Michelle, in order to subtract the fractions, the denominator has to be the same. So I'm going to have to multiply that number by? Can I just multiply my salary by 8? You're just saying just this? So you're multiplying by 1, which is 8/8. Raise your hand if you did that. Negative 9/8. Michelle, if you multiply across, what do you get? Seven times 8? And Michelle, negative 9 minus 56. Negative 65/8. Raise your hand if you got that. Yay, fractions. Let's finish this up. 2 times x plus 3/4 squared minus 65/8. Partner A, tell partner B what form do we have and what is the formula, and then partner B, tell partner A what are all the letters that we need from there. Ready, set, go. Just tell them the formula, the letters, and what do the letters tell you? Damien, what form is this in?
Vertex.
Tell me the formula.
Y is equal to a parentheses x minus h parentheses squared plus k.
Damien, your A value.
My A is 2.
What does it tell you about the graph?
It is concavity up.
H value.
What is the h value for us?
What is the H value?
3/4.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Negative. And your K value?
Negative 65/8.
And you can go ahead and graph that. Remember, if you guys get stuck on the positive and negatives, change your plus sign to match the formula. X minus negative 3/4. X is the same, minus the same, therefore H is negative 3/4. Lots of fractions, lots of fun. Better than trick-or-treating.